How can your childhood be affecting your business? I know that that is what that's what we're doing in order to help people get out of that place of being stuck. So I think helping us be able to make that link, I think it would be important for us to kind of dive into perhaps a case study
Mhm.
of one of our clients that I think kind of exemplifies how this is working or making that connection. I know that as we were kind of going through that, you had a thought about a client that we worked with that I think really makes that connection. Could you tell us a little bit about what she was dealing with?
Absolutely, yes. This particular client runs her own business, consultancy business, and she was finding that she was stuck financially, so she couldn't make enough money in her business. That was the one problem. The second problem she was having was around procrastination. So she was working really hard and she's very passionate about what she does. And she was trying really hard, but there were certain tasks that she needed to get that she was having to try and force herself to do. And she mentioned not even able to get her fingers to move on the keyboard. She was struggling that much with it. But the money thing as well, the repeating pattern of financial struggle in her
Mhm.
business and not able to make enough. She mentioned that she'd done a whole lot of other things in the past.
Just going to ask, what was she engaged in? What was she doing to actually try to get past the stuckness?
Mhm.
Because we're all doing that kind of thing, whether in our business or life in general. What kind of things was she doing and not finding any success with?
Yeah, so she had bought certain
Mhm.
courses
Mhm.
and done certain courses. I know she mentioned T. Harv Eker course on business success and making money in your business. So she'd done all of those practical things of learning the skills and gaining the resources on a practical level that a person needs to make their business successful, but it still wasn't working for her and she couldn't understand why. She'd looked at her limiting beliefs around money and she changed stuff from on a personal development level, but she just couldn't seem to move forward anyway. She actually did one-to-one sessions with Steve, and the references, so what was actually keeping her stuck and holding her back, was nothing to do with business. It was nothing to do with money. It was nothing to do with what she was dealing with in her business at the time. Where the links led back to were memories from her childhood of betrayal and hurt. So, hurt and betrayal in her childhood were holding her stuck. And the way it was doing this, as she thought about, oh, I'm going to make money in my business, or I'm going to take this action to move forward and grow my business and help all these people, because she's in a wonderful arena as well. She's helping children and parents. And as she thought about that, the unconscious part of her brain, so this was without her conscious knowledge, the unconscious part of her brain was referring to those implicit childhood memories that form our unconscious self-image and worldview, and then putting stress chemicals into her system to affect what action she took, her perception, her problem-solving skills, and everything around it to keep her in alignment with staying stuck. Is all without conscious awareness. It was all on automatic. All of her conscious efforts she was taking were being overridden by those unconscious references.
Yeah, once you start to have a basic understanding of what's going on, and I use the analogy of this machinery that's operating in the background, or it's almost like, I think another example is kind of like an algorithm running in the background that the subconscious picks up or makes a link to the feelings that we experience in childhood. And this does not make any logical or conscious sense. I know that in presenting these kind of ideas, there seems to be a disconnect. Well, that doesn't make any logical sense. And that's the key, that this is not the logical side of our brain operating, the subconscious part that's operating on those implicit childhood memories, the feelings that were present, what we experienced in childhood. So we didn't even understand the word betrayal using this example with this client, but it's the feeling that was represented. And then, like that machinery or like that algorithm that is running in the background, the unconscious makes that link between those feelings, or in this case, it's the neurochemicals that we're experiencing. It makes that link, and then That's what the subconscious recognizes. I'm going to use the big word here as a homeostasis state, or what we come to recognize as normal, as our survival state. And then, like a faithful algorithm or a machine in the background, it's just trying to replicate more of that, even though none of that makes any logical sense.
Right. And the great news is that once we'd helped her to change those memories, changing those negative implicit childhood memories of betrayal and hurt to the opposite, positive and empowering. And again, this is for the unconscious part of the brain. So it's not like brainwashing yourself. So she still knows consciously what originally happened. This is like changing the brain's GPS. What then happened automatically and naturally was she found herself excited to do the things that she needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So she changed those financial patterns as a knock-on effect, because now, instead of sitting frozen and unable to move or feeling stressed or not able to take the actions she knew she needed to take, the new childhood memories, the new coordinates in her brain's GPS meant it was automatic and natural. And she said she found herself on a day off really looking forward to getting back to doing that action that she used to procrastinate. And so she then, that of course made a huge difference in her business and the financial side.
The really fascinating part about this is that it didn't take long
Mm-hmm.
for that to happen. And I know that we worked for about 4 weeks
Mm-hmm.
on that, and she was seeing significant transformation and change within that amount of time. So
Right.
going from that place of stuckness to that place of being able to move forward and actually seeing tangible change, it doesn't need to be this years-long process.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have a free masterclass that you can attend. The link is in the description. So if you register for that, it's a new one that we actually have put together. It'll go through how those links happen and what you need to do to change them, to change your brain's GPS to match the results you want to achieve, like our client did.
So I hope
All
that
right.
that was helpful in terms of starting to make that connection of how our childhood and what we experience in childhood is actually having an impact on our life, our business on a daily basis at
Right.
a subconscious level.
Yes,
So.
indeed. And as always, let us know if you've got any questions or if you have any topic requests, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Bye for now.